This video has been highly requested, so I'm going to get into the facts and the methods of Slimming World. They've been around since the 1960s giving fat loss advice and generally being a world of slimming. At first glance, they seem to have a few attractive aspects, such as no banned foods, a support network, and encouraging flexibility. But things aren't always as they seem, so let's get into it. Slimming World states they make you slim by optimizing food. Now, the method definitely doesn't optimize simplicity, but let me break it down best I can. First up are free foods, and this basically means you can consume in unlimited amounts. They class these foods as low calorie, so they think you can get away with eating them at free will. These include chicken, fish, pasta, rice, potato, eggs, fat-free dairy, and tofu. Am I taking crazy pills here? Yeah, I'm fucking shocked too. Because all those foods contain calories, some more calorific than others, obviously, but by saying, yo, go get loose, enjoy the party, 9 times out of 10, that's going to end in tears. People are going to overeat and think these foods can't do any harm, but they're in for a rude awakening when the only thing going south is their bank balance. The reason Slimming World would give these as free foods is they're hoping by giving more whole food options, people won't binge compared to the processed junk they've already been eating. But this is a very risky way to change someone's relationship with food and has many times encouraged binge eating. Healthy extras are the next category after free foods and include milk, cheese, bread, nuts and cereal and a few other things that aren't really important enough to mention. They're split into Group A or Group B depending on the food, and Slimming World states these actually need to be weighed. Thank God. Coming last at the top of the Slimming World food pyramid are sins. Certain foods are called sins and short for synergy, but also using wordplay and meaning bad. You're allowed 5 to 15 sins each day, and these include foods like biscuit, chocolate, cake, sweets, pizza and alcohol. Different foods have different sin values. For example, a teaspoon of olive oil might have 2 sins, whilst a chocolate bar might have 12 sins. So, therefore giving you the contrast of good and bad, and their sins are the bad foods, the naughty foods. But here's the thing, there are no good or bad food, there's just bad portions. And whether it's a Slimming World free food or a Slimming World sin, both can aid or hinder your fat loss results, depending on the amount. If you're still with me and I haven't lost you just yet, let me try and recap. On Slimming World, you have free foods that aren't really free foods at all. Then you have healthy option A and healthy option B that need to be measured out to the gram. After that, you have sins, which you're only allowed a certain amount of each day, but also has some weird rules. For example, a banana is a free food, but becomes 2 sins when mashed up. Because apparently, chewing doesn't take care of that. And you thought counting calories was too much effort. So, by trying to simplify counting calories, they've complicated counting calories. So why not just count calories? And then become empowered and know the nutritional value of the majority of the food that you're consuming most of the time. Getting the Slimming World method right is like trying to break into bloody Fort Knox, and I'm not even sure the reps know what they're on about. So let's get down to the brass tacks. In a fat loss phase, you have to be in a calorie deficit, which means consuming less calories than your body currently needs to maintain its current composition. So stop making it harder than it has to be. Slimming World states on their website, this isn't about pushing yourself to the limits. Small steps really do bring amazing results, and whether you walk, cycle, swim, garden, we'll celebrate every step, be it small or large. So they basically have a very wishy-washy approach to you getting fitter through exercise and advise you to move. To start, I guess, I'd advise anyone, young or old, male or female, would benefit tenfold with some direction in their fitness. And that would be doing at least 2 to 3 structured workouts a week, and then whatever else you enjoy, a bit more of a solid plan than just get up and move. Online weight loss forums are littered with short-term success stories, then sliding backwards and having to go back to Slimming World time and time again. Another hugely worrying factor is the only metric they use for measuring success is 1 weekly weigh-in. This would be awesome if our body was made up of 100% fat tissue, but last time I checked, us humans have a few more components, such as muscle, bone, organs, connective tissue, water, glycogen, amongst a few other things. So weight loss doesn't necessarily mean fat loss, and weight gain doesn't necessarily mean fat storage. Just checking the scale once a week is nothing less, and this is a technical term, a shit show when trying to gauge progress. What about measurements, photos, how clothes are fitting? When measuring progress in a fat loss phase, using at least 3 metrics would be very beneficial, as one might not be moving, but another saying otherwise. For example, if hip and waist measurements are down, that's indicative of fat loss, regardless of what the scale's saying. Clients of mine who tried Slimming World before also pointed out some ill side effects such as poor hair, skin and nails. And also being constantly constipated, which sounds nice, due to an imbalanced diet and not getting enough nutrients to support all-round health. Eating 7 Muller Lights might not be adding much to your daily total calories, but it's hardly going to leave you glowing on the outside, is it? Of course, Slimming World doesn't want to educate you about calories or macronutrients or have you dealing with numbers or food portions, because that would actually empower you. The less you know or have to think, the better. What happens to Slimming World if everyone gets slim? They're out of business, and the owners and major shareholders ain't going to be happy. They've got cheese to make and do a lot of that off repeat business. They know this, and that's why their method is designed in a way that keeps you ignorant and unenlightened, yet satisfied at times with the odd drop on the scale here and there. Being kept in the dark and drip-fed half the picture never leads to long-term success. Educating yourself on calories and macronutrients and how to track them, which is a doddle in this day and age as you can do it all via an app on your smartphone, is what will see you change your body and be able to sustain it long term without being on any big organization's cash conveyor belt. If a company, organization, a trainer or coach has you coming back time and time again for repeat business, it's not working. A service that actually serves you gives you the tools and knowledge to get results. And then you can go off and maintain that for the rest of your life if applied correctly, instead of hooking you like a fish and reeling you back in every time you need help. I know there's a whole culty-like following, and I fully expect to be called every name under the sun by the Slimming World worshippers. But here's my question to anyone who's been doing it for a while but still not where they want to be. If it does work so well, then why hasn't it worked for you?